See. Can you hear me now? 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 So this is why you should never leave someone like me alone with technology. Something. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm trying. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's wrong. Why you guys can't hear me? Oh no. Okay, I have no idea what I did. Can you hear me now? But now you ought to be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay, so we might actually be able to get this party started soon. Now you guys can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, Antonina, for telling me you can hear me. Okay, so you guys want the good news or the bad news? The good news is you can see me and you can hear me. Yippee! The bad news is I'm all by myself tonight. I think I made a great mistake by telling Carly that she could have the night off. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be really funny. And I'm supposed to have some people come and join me for tonight to kind of share their experience. But I have no idea, like, how you're going to pop in and what you have to do and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, everybody's telling me they can hear me, which is really good. Thank you. Thank you for hooking me up and letting me know you can hear it. So, yeah, so this is going to be even more fun than we thought it was going to be. So, yeah, so for those of you who are supposed to be my special guests tonight joining me, I don't know what happens so that you show up. So hopefully you know what to do to join the hangout so that we can actually see you. But I see you guys showing up and you're here with me, so I'm excited that you're here. I'm really, I'm still so very, very overwhelmed, and so helping you to really get an idea of exactly what it is that that happened over the past couple of days is going to be it's going to be really interesting, because I still can't really quite help you to understand. Everybody's texting me now, helping you to understand exactly what it is that we experience. Oh, yes, Chandra, yes, come over. Chandra is coming over to help me. Yes, 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 please come over. So it's going to be really, really hard for me to really help you to get what we experienced at the event for 3 days, but I am going to do my darndest to help you to really, really get it, and from the getting of it, position yourself to do something different. So if you have not yet joined the group Unleash Your Incredible Factor, which is right here on this page underneath where you're watching me, make sure you go and join, because we decided not to do a stream, like a chat roll. We just said we would use the Facebook group. Why not get people into the group? Oh, this is Antonina. They were invited. They were definitely invited to the thing. We took care of that. So hopefully they will join, because I don't really know what I'm doing. This is gonna be funny. So when you want them to join, send the link. I think that's how it works. I don't know. They were all invited, and they were all given the link, and I don't know what else to do. So hopefully they know to join me. If not, then you guys will just hang out with me for the next couple of hours. So anyway, so I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited. I see you guys all coming in. Welcome, 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 welcome. Darnell A. Jervy here, super excited to welcome you to my Unleash After Party. And I really wanted to do this after party for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, because shame on you for not being there last week. Shame on you. It was utterly, ridiculously amazing, and you missed it. And I know that there was probably a legitimate reason as to why you weren't there. I'm sure that it was, but you absolutely missed it. And part of the reason why I invited some other people to join me is because I still can't really put into words what happened, what it was. But I know we have some of you who are probably joining me for the very first time. So 2 things I want to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then we're going to jump in. I prepared some content to share with you tonight based on what I taught last week at the event. And again, I'm hoping that my peeps will show up and come and hang out with us. And I think that I hope they have everything that they need. You know what? Maybe I should just try inviting them again. So let's see if I go. I can't do 2 things at the same time. So, so let me see if that does it. And if that does it, those are the only 2 people I can think of right now. So let me just send it. Oh, looks like maybe somebody's trying to come in. All right. So anyway, so I'm glad you're here. Make sure that you join the group. I see you guys requesting to join the group, and that makes me happy and excited. I thought she already did that. This is really funny. This is really, really funny. So, and this is going to be really, really funny because I thought this was going to be really, really easy to do.
Woohoo!
Oh, somebody's there. Okay, hold on. Yay! Okay, good. Woo! I feel a little bit better. Okay, good. So hopefully the rest of the people will come in because everybody should have gotten the links. So hopefully everybody else is coming, and this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be really, really funny. And but I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. Make sure that you join the group. I see you guys requesting to join the group, and that makes me happy. Hold on, I'm hearing. Is there one of you guys? Did that. Okay. This is really funny. Oh, this is really, really funny. Oh, Dominique, put yourself on mute. Really, really funny. Because I thought this was going to be really, really easy. Put yourself on mute, Dominique. Oh, somebody's there. Because I can hear me talking back on stuff I already said because I guess there's a delay. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm going to be with you guys in a second, and I'm glad Kina is here, and I see her. She's got her, she got Pookie in the background and her name tag in the background. Okay. For those of you who weren't at the event last week, I'll tell you who Pookie is in a little bit. That's going to be part of the training. I also want to warn you that it is possible that Latte could bark because we're upstairs in the living room, and we have this big bay window, and when people come by or whatever, she gets really, really excited. So I'm just telling you that. I hope you were expecting for this to be informal and crazy, because that's exactly what's going to happen for the next couple of hours. But I wanted to do my best to try to help you to understand exactly what we experienced last week at Unleash Your Incredible Factor Live. And again, shame on you for not being there. And maybe you didn't know anything about it, so I'll give you a pass if this is your first time hearing about it, and we'll give you an opportunity to make sure that you don't miss it next year if that's the category that you fall into. But let me just, for the sake of logistics, let me do 2 things. Number 1, our hashtag tonight is UYIF 2014. UYIF 2014, which stands for Unleash Your Incredible Factor 2014. And second, you want to make sure that you go beneath this page and request to join the group on Facebook, because we decided to forego a formal chat role, and we thought, why not get everybody in the group, and why not post the comments in the group, and why not have people request to be a part of this amazing group? So that is what's going to happen tonight, and I am going to do some training and teach you some of the core nuggets that I shared at the event last week, and I am going to allow you to speak to some of the attendees who were at the event last week, and just have them share from their vantage point what happened. Because when I tell you that it was utterly amazing, it was utterly, absolutely, unequivocally amazing. Like, I'm still at a loss for words at how to explain to you what we experienced and what happened. I'm at a loss. I'm completely, utterly still trying to decipher and figure out exactly what it is that we experienced last week. But I'm going to do my best to help you to understand that. But many new faces, many people who've never heard of a Darnielle Antoinette Jervey before. So I would like to take just a quick minute and tell you a little bit about myself, just so that you can get a glimpse into my life and who I am and how I do what I do and how I got here to be this amazing seven-figure mentor, having the opportunity to work with entrepreneurs and small business owners who are uncompromising, that live all over the world, and who have made a decision that they want to experience financial and spiritual abundance in their life because of their business. And so I'm excited to be her, and I'm excited to be here. First and foremost, I just have to tell you that I am a believer. I believe in God, and I believe in his son Jesus, and I believe in the abundant universe, and I believe that through him I am incredible. I believe that through him you are incredible, because before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you and approved of you, and he called you prophet. And a prophet is quite simply someone who has a message to share with the nations, and he gave you a powerful message. And people come to work with me so that they can learn how to take that message out to the world and learn how to get paid and experience abundance as a result of it. So I'm excited that you're here, and welcome, welcome, welcome. And here's the thing I really want you to know about me. You will absolutely, unequivocally, never, ever, ever hear me apologize for my greatness, for my gifting, and for who God created me to be. You know, some people like that about me, some people don't, but I don't really care, because what most people think of me is not my business. In my former lives, I learned about business. So I spent 12 years in a Fortune 500 financial services company and became a vice president before leaving to become a sales director, or actually I was a beauty consultant. No, I was a sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, where in two years I became an executive sales director, offspring 5 sales directors, and grew my unit to 500. And 5 months after quitting my job, I had a pink Cadillac. So I learned about sales, and I can sell you anything. And then for 2 years, I ran the Women's Business Center in the state of Delaware. It's called the Center for Women's Entrepreneurship. I did that for 2 years. So I learned about business, every facet of business. And today my clients know that I'm no joke, and I don't play when it comes to business. And I'm very serious about helping you to build a solid, thriving, and holistically successful business. I think the most important thing I want you to, well, there's a lot of important things I want you to know about me, but another one of those things is that I have made a non-negotiable decision to live an absolutely incredible life. And what that means is that I don't take no mess, and I don't tell lies, and I don't make excuses. I do what I have to do. And I've also decided to step out on faith. Like, I cannot believe this is my life, and this will make more sense as we continue in our time together. But I completely stepped out on faith and just decided that I was going to do this, that I was going to give God something to bless, and that I was going to live my dream, you know, and that's what I get to do every single day. And I've made investments in myself. I've hired coaches to help me out. I will not sit here and let you believe that I went to bed a blunder and woke up a wonder, because that is not the truth. It has been a long road, right? But today I'm fully clear that because of the investments that I've made in myself, I'm positioned to do the things that I do. I've built my brand, which is tight. I've built my business, which is equally as tight. And I've built my list, and I've earned the right to call myself a mentor from doing the work. So, and I think what else is equally important is that I stopped being selfish and decided to show other people how to do the same thing. I mean, we've all met those people who are like tripping the light fantastic. They're doing something amazing and incredible, but they're keeping it to themselves. And I didn't want that to be me. I wanted to really to make a difference and to help other people. I know you guys hear Latte barking. She's going to wear me out. I can tell. I hope you guys, I'm going to keep saying this. I hope you guys knew that this was going to be very informal. I can't wait for my friend Chandra to get here so she can tape Latte. So anyway, this is going to be fun, and hopefully the rest of our guests will join us. So I think the most important part, and this is the theme that ran throughout our 3 days last week, is I stepped in. And I'm going to encourage you, those of you who are with us tonight, to step in, to make the decision to fully immerse yourself in your gifting and building a business around it. Because when you do that, the world rises up to you when you step in. Standing is a sign of unfinished work, that there is work to do, and you can't do work unless you're standing. And so really positioning yourself in that way is what's going to make a difference to you as well. So again, I welcome you. So far, we have Keena Baker and Dominique Hart with us. Before I share my 2 cents about the event, I'm going to turn it over to you guys. So Keena, why don't you go first and just share what last week was for you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Perfect. So I thought about this because I knew you were going to ask. But the first thing that I think comes to mind is confidence. And for me, it wasn't about it wasn't that I didn't have confidence, but you, like, every time I come around you, it just I feel like you'd like give me some kind of power pellet of confidence, and letting me know that that I can do this and that I'm great and I shouldn't doubt myself, and you know, I have a gift. And you know, and it's so bad. I'm gonna tell you, it's so bad that when I'm doing something, I hear your voice in my head, like a lot of the things that you teach, a lot of the mantras that you have, I'll hear you say. You know, Pookie has become, like, seriously, every time I like hear a Pookie, I'm thinking of or think about a person that would devalue what you know, what I have to offer. I automatically look at the purple scarf like, I ain't got time for Pookies. so I have that up there, and I actually have it on the back of my chair just to remind me that I am great. And so, you know, I think being at Unleashed last week was a spiritual experience for me. And we in business like to shy away from that, but the spiritual part of business is, you'll find, will become part of it, because it's about faith.
Right.
And we're taught not to talk about that part of it, but it's going to face you one way or the other.
Right.
And you know, some people call it mindset, but at the end of the day, it's spiritual. So being at Unleashed last week was just, you know, I left full, and you know, I can't wait till next year. You know, I want to continue to be around you, and so it's just like it's like, you know, and I was supposed to be there live, but some things happen, and I mean, but it's just like right now, like you said, it's hard to put into words. And you know, I think it's a combination of you and the community that you have created that I believe allowed people to experience what they experienced last week. So you know, it's about more than the practical stuff with you. You get deep, and you know, you do know how to cuss people out. But
hey, I don't cuss. I just use very strong language, but I don't use curse words.
That is very true. But
I threaten people.
Thank you. There it is. There
Punch
it
them
is.
in the face.
But it's all in love. It's all because you know that they have something and that they are basically pushing back. So and you can only know that because you had to go through it yourself. You know, you had to go through some of these things yourself. So yeah, I'm gonna let Dominique talk, because I probably can talk forever about that.
No, I want to ask you some questions before we shift, Dominique.
Okay.
I think you know, I think when you're talking, okay, so we've got, I don't know how many people, 100 some people who are watching us right now. When you think about the sacrifice that you make to go away, I mean, you have 4 kids, right?
Yes.
And a hubby.
Yes.
And it took 3 days to go and to come in and hang out with me, or I think you were there for like 2 days or whatever. But you took that time away from your family to come and get what you needed. Like, why did you do that? I mean, because you could have made an excuse like other people who weren't there last week.
Because I knew that it's a couple things. I know that I can't do this alone. That's a fact. That to me is a fact. It's not, I can read, I can watch as many videos, I can take a million classes, but I have to have that personal, in your face contact. And that was my first conference with you, and you kept saying, I forgot that was your first. And I've known you for a while, but I just saw you in a different light after last week. And it was just like there was no more excuses. It was time for me to step up, make the shift. And so that's why I came, because I knew I had to. There was no choice in that matter. It was like, I'm going.
I think what you said was really, really important, because I agree with you. Like I was saying to my friend Janice, who's going to join us in a little bit, I said to her, I said, you know what? I don't know who this girl is, but I like her. Like, I feel like, I've been shifting too. So, for those of you who are watching who weren't with us last week, I shared with the participants that this event and doing it the way we did. So we had over 200 people register. We had, 200 people there with us live. And it was really a big step for me, because in the past, I've capped this event. This was our third time doing it. But I always have capped attendance at 75, because 75 is really comfortable to me. I could be very personable. And so when I clearly heard God tell me more people needed to experience this, I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, am I really going to do this? And that type of thing. And all year leading up to this, and 14, I love numbers, I follow numbers. 14 is the number of deliverance, right? So the fact that people experienced deliverance last week was just like mind-blowing, earth-shattering. But so all year I've been really dealing with the deciding, right? And so this is going to blow your mind. So you guys need to get pen and paper so I can share this with you. So one of our attendees and one of my elite level clients, Kim, said last week, she said, I'm going to get it all wrong now. Genocide is when you massively destruct a community, a group. Homicide is when you kill one person. Suicide is when you kill yourself. But when you decide, you kill all opposition. So I made that big decision. I decided that I was going to step in. I was going to fully let the world see me and stop hiding behind all of the excuses that I was making. And I stepped in to do this larger event, this much larger than I've ever wanted to do, but it was amazing. It was still personable. It was an amazing, great experience. So the press that happened after I made that decision, so Kina, when I hear you saying I had to be there, it just had to happen. I know God honors the press. God honors when we keep moving, even though there are many things that will stop. And I had gotten so focused on the number, you guys, that I had lost sight of what I was doing this for. And then I remember 2 weeks before the event, just praying to God that the people He wanted to be there, that they would be the ones who attended. And people started canceling, and all kinds of stuff happened, but it ended up being perfect. And so, I hear you when you say that, and I'm honored that you would say to me that you just need to be in my space. And I'm just so grateful that, our friendship has evolved, because she was my friend first, and she wouldn't hire me as a coach, y'all, because
nope, I wouldn't.
She was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to listen to you telling me what to do. And then she did, she stepped up and stepped in, and she did hire me. Chandra's here. That's why Latte is working. And I'm just grateful. Latte, would you just stop it? She's coming. I'm so sorry, y'all, because this is real ghetto. Oh, hold on. I got to unlock the door. Hold on. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Oh my gosh.
Dominic, you laughing too?
Yeah, I'm keeping it real with you. I'm a real person.
Latte can do that.
Real business.
Yeah.
That's a real crazy dog.
You should bring her next year.
Yeah, you can sit down.
Oh, no, I'm asking Latte.
Oh, Latte. Yeah, so it's done. It has gotten real live, all the way live over here at Incredible One headquarters. So I was on my address.
Latte can do that. She can do that.
Yeah, she can just wreck shop. So Dominique, why don't you share what the experience was like from your vantage point?
Oh man. Okay. So I've been following Darnell for a while now, and I don't know. Can I tell the story how we had that initial conversation?
Sure.
Okay, so I was in California, actually. I have family out in California, and I was out there on business for another client, and I was one of those people, I got the random phone call from Darnell, and I was like, is Darnell calling me right now? Like, is this really happening? When she was on the phone, and when I heard other people had that same reaction, I was like, okay, I'm not the only one. All right, this is great. So, we had that initial conversation. She was asking me about my business, and I was telling her what I did. And she's like, well, you know what? I've been praying on it. And, I've been really kind of thinking of having this experience and, trying to get this social media going. And can you do interviews? This would be great. So for me and what my business does, I love entrepreneurs who are very creative, who have active visions, and they want to carry it out to the fullest that they possibly can. So when I heard her explain, what she was trying to make happen, I knew what my skill set was. I knew what my company already did. And I said, this would be great. I think this will work, and we just worked it out. So fast forward until the day that I actually had to be there. I literally moved hell and high water to get down there. Like I was a little late. But I was there and I just jumped right in. And just when I finally got there, just to see everyone, how they're talking and they're experiencing one another and they're telling each other about their business, it wasn't everybody just trying to sell. People really were just interested in what everyone else had, what their business was. How did they do it? Their passion. I was listening to the conversations, and I was a part of a few. And this was like in the initial soiree of things, that first night, that event on that first night. And it was a beautiful sight to see. And I took a breath for a second, just all by myself. And I said, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I went through with this. I'm glad I moved forward with it. And just day after day. And, from my end, now, I was the social media sponsor. Hi, Chandra, I see you a little bit. So from my point of view, I was the official social media sponsor for Unleash Your Incredible Factor Live, and just to see it online as well as offline and experience it both ways, it was truly reflective, and that's exactly what social media should be. So it was very successful online as well as offline. By the way, you can surely start tweeting UYIF 2014. I'm sorry,
absolutely.
I'm plugging.
I told them that already.
Yes,
in my little lower third too.
Yes, I saw that. I was like, yes, she did it. So that was great. But yeah, just to see the breakthroughs that were happening online that people made sure to take note of and that they wanted to share with their community, I thought that was really powerful just to witness on my end. So, and then when I was doing the interviews, oh my gosh, the interviews was the best part. So, so, I mean, that just goes to show you when vision is actually carried out and pushed out, exactly what can actually happen. And to capture those responses, which you'll be seeing pretty soon, it was truly amazing. I mean, when I asked people, what was your advice? What would you tell people to in terms of people who have, questions or they have reservations about attending, and just to hear the different advice that would come time after time after time again was mind-blowing. Not that I ever had any reservations, but if I pictured myself to be that person, I would definitely make my decision to say, yeah, I'm going to be there based on what this person said, what that person said. And it was so unique to themselves, and it was so unique and powerful coming from their vantage point. It was just awesome. It was just awesome to be a part of. I really loved it.
Thank you for sharing that. Oh, there's Tish. So, yeah, Carly's feeding me email addresses so that I can add people on. I agree with you, Dominique, and it was really just an idea of, like, this whole correspondence thing. So I can't wait for next year and how we deepen it and take it to the next level. But it was just the whole thing and the entire team. And I know, like, I'm very big picture visionary, so I don't get into the little finite details. Yeah, because Dominique kept calling me, and she's like, well, is there a plan? And I'm like, no, this is what I want. We just have to make it happen.
Right.
but it just all worked out. It was utterly amazing. So before I bring Tish in, and then we're trying to get Leslie, Tish was a speaker, and Leslie was another speaker. We're trying to get their Gmail accounts on. Let me just share what it was for me. And since Chandra came over, I'm gonna have her share. Oh, she done got all cute, y'all. She done put some lip gloss on. Her lip gloss is popping.
I'll tell y'all about opportunity.
Her lip gloss is popping. So why don't you come over so they can see you, and then you tell us from your vantage point. This is Chandra Johnson. She is my editor. So if you need an editor, she's bad, like 100 years as an English teacher. I mean, does she look like she's 100? She's been editing for 100 years. So, Chandra, tell them from your vantage point, what was it like?
Okay, well, I met Darnell, maybe 5 years ago, and I edited her. I looked at her book. I was actually at who was she doing? Like a book presentation?
For my first book.
Yeah, and there might have been 5 or 6 people there. And I just said, you need me. So, from there, I had no idea what she did for a living. And she, 2 years ago, invited me on a scholarship to come and participate at one of her unleashes. And there were quite a few people that I had gone to school with and just fellowship with outside in the community. And I was overwhelmed with what I was supposed to be doing. And I was supposed to be doing something but didn't know what it was. And Tanisa had made a comment last week, and it's true. She said, maybe you need 2 years to try to figure out what you're doing.
Right, because she came 2 years ago,
right.
Too.
And actually, she's one of the reasons that I kept coming to different stuff outside of our friendship. So she's right, because this year I was much clearer. I mean, we've had a few quick conversations about, well, this is what I'm thinking about doing, that's what I'm thinking about doing. But this year I am clear. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what it looks like. I know what my logo looks like. So when I hire her to be my coach, I know that the same way I'm looking at all this purple, you'll be looking at purple and lime green all over the place with, a little bear who's got a graduation hat on. I mean, I see it so clearly now. And so I feel like Johnny Nash, I can see clearly now, truthfully. And I think that was really kind of what happened to Missy, the lady that could sing. I think that she was there thinking she was hiding behind something but scared. She knew what her purpose was. She knew in her heart what she wanted to do. But then it was like an unveiling. It was like a curtain was ripped from her. So I think if those of us who stepped in enough to at least know now what our purpose is, now we have enough leverage and momentum to try to make it happen until everything kind of falls in place and we can hire her to do the things that she was meant to do for us.
Yeah, I think that was powerful. And how about one thing that none of y'all said, and maybe you were saving it for me to say, hey Leslie, was how about the fact that we had white people and black people and Hispanic people and Asian people and Muslims and Jews and Catholics and Christians, and we were all there for the same purpose. So we all came to grow our businesses, but we all had an encounter with God that was just utterly amazing. Like, there was no divide. We were all, I wish you guys could have been there, because from my vantage point, so I just imagine this. So last year I had 75 people. This year I'm looking at like 200 people. And I'm seeing all of these different people getting it and communicating and networking and fellowshipping and building community, all because of this little brown girl from the projects of Wilmington, Delaware, deciding to do something different. Like, it was so massively, utterly amazing. I mean, it was just crazy. So, Leslie, were you there the first night at the bonus evening session?
I was.
Oh my gosh. So talk about that. Share that with everybody. Tell everybody who you are first.
Not a problem. So I'm Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules. We provide coaching for women entrepreneurs to help them revive and reinvent their business. But I was there the opening night, and it was so much fun. I mean, what I walked into, I've met Darnell, and Darnell and I connected and really was charged about being a sponsor for the event. And so I didn't have any experience with any of really the Unleash Your Incredible Factor community. And I walked in, and it was amazing. I mean, there were people talking with each other, mingling with each other, sitting down with each other, celebrating with each other, and it was just a true celebration and kind of giving experience. And then, I know I was there meeting with new people and coming on and having a good time and just getting to know people, but I think I met easily 10 people that first night.
Holly, put yourself on mute.
Share that with everybody. Tell everybody.
Mute yourself, Holly.
She's excited too. Look at her.
Can you see me now?
Hit mute on your phone, Holly. I mean, on your.
Oh, I'm on.
Hit mute for us.
So much fun. I mean,
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you towards the end of the week or next week.
No.
This hit
All right. Have a good one. All right. Bye.
At the top, there's a mute button.
Oh, she was on her phone.
Yeah.
Holly, hit mute. Hit mute on your phone.
Unleash Your Incredible Factor community, and I walked in. Danielle, if you click on the image, you can mute them. They're pulling with each other, sitting down.
I can mute it?
Yeah, you can mute them. You got to click on their image, and then there you go.
Okay, good. See, y'all, this is all new to me. I know Shay and Trevor are out there laughing so hard. They are like hangout masters, and I am like fumbling through this. So
I would say, Tish, mute your line too. Tish, go ahead and mute your line as well, because it's getting feedback.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, hold on.
That should give you a quiet line.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll do that.
Give it a second. Okay. So the opening event was awesome. It was a great party, and it was a great opportunity to get to know people before I walked into the event the next morning.
On her phone. Holly, hit mute. Hit mute. Unleash Your Incredible Factor. I walked in.
Danielle, if you click on the image, you can mute them. They're pulling with each other, sitting down. There you go. It might pop off occasionally. Yeah, you muted yourself, Danielle.
You told me to mute myself.
No,
Have a clean line. Oh, this is funny. This is hilarious.
It's, you know what, it's innovation, right? And anytime you try something that's new and innovative, you always get to work out the fun things, and you learn 10 times faster than you would any other way.
But you know what? The good news is that more people are joining and nobody's leaving. So that's
Yay!
All right, so what about, so the opening reception was just amazing, really kind of set the stage for the event. And then, when you came to the microphone on the last day, and you really just talked about your own personal step in and what God really has for you to do, did you envision that coming to spend 3 days at this event where you were going to speak about our deadliest time demons, that you would have that experience? Talk about that for a minute. Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. That wasn't in the plans. But I think you said it earlier. About a week before the event, I let go of the numbers. I let go of what I had in my mind as what I wanted as an outcome. And I prayed the same thing. It's like, okay, let the people I need to be with be there, and let you know what I need from a business standpoint. You know where we are, so I'm going to give it up to you and follow your lead. And that's a struggle for me. I like to be in control. I love to be in control. And so that's something new for me to do. So I came in, we share a lot of the similar thoughts and process, and so in some ways I could sit there as an observer and really look at the event, and I was amazed with your crowd and the interaction and how everyone was so in tune with you, because that's not what happens at most seminars. So I didn't necessarily go in with that as my intention. I think it was God's plan all along, but I just was there to receive whatever message I was meant to have. And, I think I'm all about getting as much as I can from anything I do. So I'm like, okay, that's a great learning. I need to step it up, and let's go. So that, it wasn't planned, it wasn't expected, and it definitely wasn't on my radar.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mute you, Leslie, now that I've learned this new trick. And then I'm going to just share like some of my little stuff, and then I'm going to go into some training, and then and we'll come back because we've had Holly and Missy join us now. And I just want to, yeah, I don't even know. I hope you guys are having fun because this is really crazy. So, you know, the thing, oh yeah, purple hand clap. We did a lot of purple hand clapping at the event. So the theme of the event was making the shift. Oh, there's Tish with her purple hand clapper.
There you go. There she got the spirit.
Yeah, so the theme was making the shift. And how I came up with the theme was just what I've been experiencing in my own business. So, you know, to tell a little bit more of my story. So I started my company in late 2007. After finishing my second pink Cadillac and being like, you know what, there's got to be more to life than this. I truly believe God called me here to build my own dream and not to extend someone else's brand. And so I really spent the first 9 months getting ready. So I was developing all of the content. I did it all wrong. I didn't do any market research. I didn't go and figure out who my ideal client was. I created all of this stuff. I was Lenny who had plenty from Sanford and Son. And then when when that didn't work and I was broke and I had to trade in my Mercedes-Benz and drive a lesser gas guzzling car, I was eating peanut butter and jelly and ramen noodles because I stopped Mary Kay like cold turkey. And if you're not selling a product, you're not getting a commission. I love that Leslie has her incredible 1 cup. Cheers. And I hit like a really bad snag and I had to get a job. And the crazy thing about the job is that I didn't apply for the job. I just literally got a phone call one day like, hey, we heard about you. Are you interested in coming and interviewing for this opportunity? And I did. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me because I really learned about business. So all throughout my own business journey, I've been shifting and I've been getting uncomfortable. Right? I was been making calls the last 2 days, talking to attendees and just hearing about the experience from their vantage point. And what somebody said to me today is that I forced them to get uncomfortable. And I wouldn't let them to become comfortable again. And so that's really what I've been experiencing. And so when I decided to do this event and to up level, it was uncomfortable for me. But it was because I stepped into the shift that I created this environment to have 200 people come and hang out with me. Right? And so I wanted to help business owners kind of take the same journey that I've been taking in my own business. So we start out and we're solopreneurs and we're doing everything. We're customer service, we're tax preparation, we're, legal, we're everybody, we're everything. It's like that Staples commercial where Stan is everybody, right? And then we realize that we're not serving ourselves and we've created a job for ourselves. So we've become non-employer entities, and we're part of that 89.7% of business owners that really aren't making 6 figures, that don't have a viable business. I was there the first couple of years in my business. And then we start to shift, and we start to realize we need other people to help us along the journey. And so as I was going through this, and I knew most of the people who would come would be solopreneurs that think that they have a business, that think that they are a CEO, and I wanted to help them realize that they don't, and they're not, so that they could become uncomfortable and step into what it takes to really be a CEO. So at the event, I shared the 5 steps to making a shift that I think are really pertinent to the journey. So I want to share them with those of you who are with us tonight, because this is going to really, really help you. The very first thing that you have to do is you have to become conscious to the fact of where you are right now. You have to look at what's not working, and you have to be very, very honest with yourself. You have to be conscious in the process. I talked about the difference between our conscious mind, our conscious thoughts, and our subconscious mind and our subconscious thoughts. So 3,000 thoughts a day are conscious, meaning we are creating, we are choosing, we are deciding. If you are hearing anything that is powerful for you, make sure that you comment in the group. So people are texting me, but I don't really know what they're saying. I have the camera locked on me. I don't really know what that means. I hope that's a good thing. So anyway, so the first thing is that you have to become conscious about where you are. The second thing you have to do is you have to confess what's not working. You cannot conquer what you refuse to confront. So if you are not being clear and confessing what isn't working, you're never going to get to where it is that you want to be. The third thing that you have to do is you have to make a commitment to doing whatever it's going to take to experience the shift, to truly step in your business. So that's that decide piece. Genocide, homicide, suicide, but decide and kill all of the opposition that is happening in your life, in your business, and all of that kind of stuff. And then you have to create a new plan that makes the shift that you want to take possible. And then lastly, you have to celebrate. So 5 C's, for those of you who love alliteration: become conscious, confess, make a commitment, create a new plan, and celebrate along the way. And so throughout the 3 days, we really talked about how do we make sure that we're conscious about the shift? How do we make sure we're doing things differently in the shift? So, and go with it from that particular standpoint, because that is really what's going to make a difference there. So, if there's anything that I just shared with you that was really, really valuable, I want you to post it in the group. And we opened up the group so you guys can post in there, make your comments, and share your ahas. But the first thing you have to do is make the shift. And here is what becomes valuable at the point of the shift. And after I share this, I'm going to go back to our audience members and get their 2 cents on what I shared. So the very first thing is that you have to realize that success in business demands a posture change, right? So success in business demands a posture change. What I mean by that is 2 things. Number one, and I think Sheryl Sandberg had it half right, because she recognized that we do need to make a posture change. But here's where she got it wrong. When you lean in, if you keep leaning and you lean over too far, you're going to fall flat on your face. And when you lean in, part of you is still in your past. So whatever was holding you back, whatever the sabotaging and beliefs and thoughts that you were experiencing were, you're going to still experience those things because you've only leaned in. You're still firmly grounded in that thing that was your past. You've not moved in, but when you physically step in, you not only do you reposition yourself, but you get out of your past and you move into what you're wanting to be and who you're wanting to do next. Oh, I see what they're saying. I don't know what this all means. They're saying the camera is still on Leslie, but I don't know what to do about that. This is really funny. So what do I do? Somebody tell me what I do to make it so that you can see me.
If the camera is stuck on me, Darnielle, tell them to click on your image. It's usually that you can click on your image, whoever you want to view at the top.
Oh, so I must have put it on you.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was a ventriloquist and I just put it on you. I hope you guys are having fun. So you too can have $1 million business and not know how to work Google Hangouts. So are you not excited about what's possible for you? That you don't? Having a 7-figure business is not contingent on knowing how to work Google Hangouts, just in case you were wondering. All right, so success in business demands a posture change. So, and here's the other thing. Where you guys are going wrong, so you solopreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, consultants, financial planners, whatever you are, you're bending over to get clients. So we got to make another posture change. You have to make another posture change. You got to stop bending over. This is where Pookie came into the equation. I didn't even bring Pookie up here to demonstrate who Pookie was. I don't have all my props. So you got to stop bending over to get clients, and you got to stand in your power and make your clients come up to work with you, because you're the expert, right? No one hires a generalist. We only hire specialists. You are a specialist right now, even if you just started your business yesterday. One of the exercises that we did, and this is where I really want to get you guys to weigh in, is on the credibility exercise, right? You guys remember how powerful that is? Nod your heads if you remember how powerful that was. So, Holly, I'm coming to you. I want to hear you tell us about, I'm unmuting you. Okay, you should be unmuted.
Can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay. Tell me, what was your question again?
So
Please
the
repeat.
credibility exercise, how was that for you?
Well, it was very powerful because what really made the biggest difference for me is a lot of people in my quote unquote day-to-day world, my friends, okay, who are not entrepreneurs, are saying, well, hey, you're trained as a dietitian, you have an MBA, what gives you the credibility to help women empower themselves?
Right.
Right? So it's that, yes, I believe it, but when you have this negative chatter around you and people saying, well, what gives you, and questioning, you really start to doubt yourself.
Right.
And, I teach people how to increase their self-esteem and how to feel good and how to feel empowered and really conquer the world. So I think deep down what you said as far as the subconscious and the conscious thoughts agreeing, that was the biggest thing for me as far as my claiming my credibility, that yes, I do have the experience, I've lived it, and I can teach it to others. So it was extremely powerful. As you know, I think, I mentioned at the event that it was just, for me, I'm spiritual, but I'm Jewish. I still believe in God, and I do believe in, the universe speaking, and I trust, and it was just an amazing, I don't want to call it religious, but just like an empowering experience, just because of the people there and, the vibration. And I think, like I said, when I went to the microphone, I actually watched everybody just sitting up a little straighter, like you could see their self-esteem blossoming there. So, yeah, the credibility, by your saying step into who you are and claim your title and be more credible, it was very, very powerful.
Yeah.
And I think
I want to touch on what you just said, because I agree with you. Like, for me, it was not religious at all. And like, I don't even consider myself religious. I have an amazing relationship with God, but I am not boxed into what man says I should and shouldn't do, because God is limitless. And I think what happened there is, for the first time, people such as yourself got to really experience the fullness of God, because there were no limits, there were no boundaries to his ability to be there with us for 3 days, right? It was just, it was so amazing to have you, and, we had other Jewish people. I know you and Isabel made a love connection, and, all of that. I just love Isabel, one of my clients at the premier level. But it was so much bigger than any one religion.
I agree with that. That's how I felt. Yeah.
It was, people coming together for the shared purpose of wanting to grow their businesses, but getting met with so much more when they arrived. Like, it was just amazing. Like, like I said so many times, I just want to teach you about marketing and how to get a couple more clients. But, I yield to allowing for what needs to happen for people to experience the shift, appropriately titled, for people to really experience that. And then you guys have to tell me what this whole capture thing is all about. I keep seeing that pop up.
Oh, there's a little app, and it takes pictures.
Oh.
Yeah. Somebody shared that, so we're having pictures taken as we speak.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. Okay, so now I want to go to Tish. And Tish, I just want you, I'm going to unmute you. And okay, so now the camera is on you. Oh, you're still muted. Hold on. This is funny. Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So talk.
Oh. Did you have a question? No.
Tell everybody who you are and what you got from being with us for 3 days.
My name is Tish Times, and it was such a pleasure seeing and meeting some of you all, seeing those I've known and meeting those I did not know. I'm still in the afterglow, for real. I always learn a lot when we're together. This event, however, for me was more than just educational. It was really enlightening in that sometimes I think no matter what level we are in business, we still tend to have those moments where we don't see ourselves, where we really should see ourselves, or we don't, we begin to have doubts or whatever. And it was very, I don't know, I heard some things that really did make me stand and sit a little bit straighter. I felt like I really began to realize or realign myself with my value in a way that I probably hadn't in a while. And it just really, it blessed me. And I came back, and if you're in the forum, you've seen, I have been completely committed to doing the work. And it gets really easy, I think, for many of us to sit in a conference and get all hyped up and take a bunch of notes and take pictures and post and everything else, and then go right back to our offices and not really do anything with that information. And so I've been firmly committed to doing the work, and just based on the notes that I've taken and the information that I've implemented based on what you talked about, I've seen tremendous improvement in my business already. And I've been seeing improvements since we started working together, last year. But, I mean, just this week alone has been amazing. And everybody that I talk to, I share something that has been a blessing to me, and it's been now being a blessing to them as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm still high. I've never done a drug in my life, but I am so high right now.
Yeah, Chandra said we need a cigarette. He said we need a cigarette because the cigarette is going to make the difference. And I agree with you. Like, it's okay. If I had known 3 years ago that all I had to do was completely yield, I'm going back to Keena's conversation earlier when she said it's taboo to talk about God in business. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember back to 2009, I was doing my very first event. And my event planner at the time said to me, there's too much God in this. You're inviting corporate people and they don't want to see all of that. And I just remember being so perplexed because I'm like, but this is who I am, but I suppressed it. And I kept it suppressed for all of this time. And so I didn't really get to experience what we got to experience. But because I made the shift, because I said, you know what, I'm going to do Darnyelle A no matter what. And those who like it are going to come along, and those who ain't, they're going to talk about me anyway. So I'm just going to really, step into what they think of me is none of my business and ride. And by doing that, what has happened in my own business is like, yo, I mean, it's like I closed 3 new clients today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just amazing, and not to just make it about the money, because I did something surprising to me at the event. I gave away 3 scholarships to Incredible Factor University, valued at $13,000 each. Actually valued at more than that, but that was the the investment level that we placed on it, and that wasn't my I really wish you guys could have heard the conversation in my head when I'm sitting there and God is like, scholarship. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do 1. And he's like, 3. I'm like, what you talking about, Willis? Like, don't you know that's $30,000? Like, but I'm excited to have been able to bless the 3 women that we're going to get to bless with them. And Missy hopefully is going to join us. Oh, she is here. Hold on. Maybe she's not here. It says she's here, but I'm not really sure. So let me try to unmute her and see. Missy, are you there? I think maybe not. So anyway, well, maybe Missy's going to join us, and we might even be able to get her to sing if she does come, because that was that not amazing?
Yes.
But you know what I think happened when it came to you is that I remember you saying,
so they can see you.
Oh, sorry. I remember you saying that the people who we shouldn't worry about being in competition with each other, because the people who are for you are the other people who are for you,
right?
And we are the people for you. If that's not your thing, you don't want to hear about God and how to make money, believing that He is the source of all of our money. So what's $30,000? That's nothing. Right. God. If God doesn't have it, He can create it, because He created it. He created you, the universe, whatever. So we all have our specialized client. So she deals with people who are in the faith. And if you feel as though you want to be encouraged, then this is for you. Encouraged in God, encouraged in your business, encouraged. So the self-esteem definitely came up. And what I love about us being in that room is everything you needed was in that room.
Yeah.
I only wish that I had maybe had a half a day. And this, I'm Chandra John. I'm very intentional about who I'm. You know, almost like going right down the line. I'm Chandra Johnson. What you need, I got. What you got, I need. And it's back and forth because everything I needed. And by that time, we were already on. Well, I can't say we were on each other's financial level, but we had come up in our level. So the people who could afford us are still right there in that room.
Because here's the thing: they can afford it no matter what it is.
If you want something bad enough, you will make a
right.
I mean, if you got a hook or crook.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sitting in this house that's like, you know, if I look at my HUD 1, I think that's the official name of it. It was way more than I paid for it. So could I afford it? No, but yet, you know what I mean? So I think it's all relative, and it's about whatever it is that we're wanting. And I want to go back to something you said a minute ago about for people that are in the faith. And I don't believe I'm just called to believers. I believe I'm called to be a light, because I remember working with a woman 4 years ago who was an atheist, like straight up and down, who today, when I have conversations with her, we talk about God. Right. So I think it's about people who are open and being their best and learning what they don't know, because if we could do it by ourselves, it would already be done. Girl, you done put makeup on.
Well, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. I met Tony. Pronounce the last name, because I never can.
Restrepo.
Okay, and I'm just gonna tell y'all that it was even a transformation in my face. I mean, in my countenance, my outward appearance. She had a haircut I have wanted all my life, and just didn't know how to do it. So she let me take pictures of her hair, and I sent it to my hairdresser. And I sat down in the chair yesterday, and she hooked it up. And I believe that you have to look about business to be about business. So now I look serious, and you're taking me seriously. So no more sweat clothes. I think I threw everything out. I can still have my sweat shirts, but no more sweatpants, all that. If I'm not, I mean, even my socks. You know,
she got on purple socks, y'all.
Hot dog. Did I come ready for the party or what?
But yeah, I mean, it was just amazing. So why am I telling you all this? So I am telling you all this, and I do have still some more to teach. But I'm telling you all this because I would love it if you joined us next year. Like, we already have people. We do not have the dates yet. So we're working on the dates. We're hoping to finalize them within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But I can tell you it will be in April or May of 2015. And I can tell you that it will be in Northern Virginia. And I would really love it if you guys came and hung out with us. And the reason, and not for me, but for you, for your good, for you to get what you need to go to the next level. Our theme in 2015 is, yeah, can I get a little purple hand clap from somebody out there? Can I get a purple hand clap about being positioned to profit? Like, and what I'm going to do, just to kind of make it clear, is I'm going to break down the numbers and how to get to the numbers and how to back in. So if you say I want to make $100,000, which, by the way, you don't even have a business if you're not making $100,000. So I'm just keeping it real with you, because that's what I'm always going to do. You got to get to that first carrot so then you can build from there. But I'm going to back in and break down the numbers, and I'm going to teach you about sales and sales language and how to convert from every level. I mean, I feel like I made the participants who came this year dangerous already. I mean, I've gotten an email a day, like Wanda, who's probably out there listening right there, was like, I doubled my rate. Like, boom, I just charged more. And because it's not even about charging what you're worth, it's about charging what you deserve. Right? Because, see, you're priceless. Nobody could afford you if we based it on your worth. But the work that you do has value in the marketplace. And so you have to understand what the number needs to be. Instead of pulling numbers out your woo-ha, that's your booty, in case you were wondering. I teach people how to figure out what the numbers are supposed to be so that you can build to the level of growing your business quickly. So that you can defy the odds, defy the statistics, and really position yourself to grow your business. And so in 2015, we're going to be positioned to profit. Somebody else wants to join the chat. Position to Profit in 2015, and we are going to invite you to join us. We have an afterglow rate going on right now, $297, or 4 payments of $77 for those of you who need a payment plan. I ain't judging you. Look, I used to need a payment plan. So, but we want to make it a no-brainer for you to come and hang out with us for 3.5 days, because we do our networking reception the night before, and learn how to be positioned to profit. So if you go right now to unleashnextyear.com, somebody could put that in the Unleash Your Incredible Factor group for me, unleashnextyear.com, you can get your ticket. It's going to be amazing. I mean, you know what? And this is what we're going to do. We're going to go round robin, and I want each of you to tell them why they should join us next year. So Dominique, unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep. Tell them why they should come next year.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so from my end, you're never going to be in a room where you can be enhanced in your business, in your personal life, and even spiritually. I have yet, guys, I'm so serious, I have yet to go to a conference where I can get all three in one taking, you know, and just in those few days. I have yet to come across that. And for me, just with my spiritual background, I know I'm in the right room when I get that. Even if it's to connect to one person, nevertheless, the whole room, I mean, that you can't, it is worth so much more than what she's actually charging for the price. I can't even tell you guys. It's amazing. I mean, I'm floored at what happened in that room. So to see it happen next year, and to see it even be better than this year, which I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to be. I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to be great better than this year. But all I know is what happens when 2 or more people come together. Nevertheless, 200 people. And every year, it's going to continue to increase, so the impact is going to continue to increase. And you want to make sure that you're in the room. I want to make sure that I'm in the room to experience that, to have that written down in your life book, you know, to say that I was there and a transformation happened. I think that is truly amazing, and that is truly incredible, right?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Holly, unmute yourself.
I just want to say that this technologically challenged baby boomer is very happy that you are technologically challenged. I've always felt it holding me back a little bit in my business, and now I'm so set free tonight, Darnell. You can't imagine. Chandra, I want to say hi to you too, because we spoke today on the phone. Hi. Yeah, we had a little chat, and then that's how I knew she lived down the street from you. So everybody should come. Really, it's hard to explain the experience in words. I think, Darnell, you said, you know, how do you explain what we all felt? Yes, it was the camaraderie. Yes, it was a big sisterhood, even though, yes, there were gentlemen in the room. But we all have plugs in our business, right? There's always something that's missing. So even people at different levels in their business would benefit so much from being at your event, because everybody there, I believe, had an aha moment. Oh yeah, that's what I'm missing, or that's what I need to work on. So, you know, give yourself the gift of coming to the event, and really, it's the connections. You know, it's funny, you know, you always say, who likes to pick up the phone? We don't, right? Let's be honest. We all hate picking up the phone, but you have to make connections. And I really feel after your event, it was just so easy for me to pick up the phone and start calling people. You know, it's almost like I feel like I've known them for a long time. So, yeah, I think it's important, no matter what stage people are at in their business, to plan on attending next year, because it just fills you up. You know, it's uplifting. You know, we're all talking about the self-esteem, and I believe that everybody performs to the level of their self-esteem. So the more you have, obviously, the better your performance, and you will get that at this event. You will definitely get that at this event. So I look forward to seeing more new people there next year. Awesome.
Awesome. I love what you just said. You perform to the level of your self-esteem.
That's what people do.
I just wanted to repeat that because I think that is not only is it true, because I guess my take on that is confidence is a new currency.
Mm-hmm.
So the more confident you are, the more money you make. So I agree with that, and I just wanted to just make sure everybody caught that. So, because I do get asked when I go out and speak all the time, Darnyelle, how did you get to be so confident? Like, I mean, why would I not be? I mean, like, I'm a child of the king. Like, I'm cute. Like, look at me. Y'all can say me. So, I mean, but I think that's an important, and I'm good at what I do, too. Like, I mean, I'm the bomb.com.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're the rock star. You are the rock star.
Because I am. I mean, I got this thing on lock, and there's not anybody out there who can really compete with me. There is no competition, and I'm just keeping it real. For the experience that we created at this event, it was just utterly amazing. And so after saying that, I'm going to bring Tamara on, who is joining us. Tamara.
She must not have her.
Why does she look so sad?
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Good. We're talking about why we just talked about the $297 Afterglow rate to join us next year. You came. I was going to say you drove. You came 16 hours on a plane.
Is she still hear us?
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Talk. Say something.
Can you guys hear me now?
So you came 16 hours on the plane. Yep, we can. So tell us why.
Let me mute everybody
in fact,
else.
tell them why they should be there next year.
Hold on, I need to mute everyone else. I'm confused right now.
Okay.
Okay, I think I got you now.
Okay. So we just want you to share. You came 16 hours. Why should they come next year?
I keep hearing you in other places, Darnyelle, but I don't. Because I can't hear. I don't know where you are.
Want to let her get it together?
I'm looking sad because I don't know where you are.
Just talk. Just talk to us. Just talk. Everybody can hear you.
Okay. I hear everybody else too, so it's driving me crazy. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I came 16 hours on a plane. I did come 16 hours on a plane.
Tell them why they should come
16 hours on a plane. You guys, I'm going to keep saying the same things over and over again, so I don't even know where I am. I can't even see myself. But I did, like Dr. Darnyelle said, I flew.
16 hours on a plane.
I flew over 3 continents. 3 continents and overseas with my family. I left my husband for a month ahead of time. I came over earlier so that way I can make sure I get this information.
Mm-hmm.
Darnyelle, you told me in the Women Bringing Incredible Back that it was going to be, the 2014 was going to be the year of deliverance. And I wanted to make sure that I was there because I knew that 2013 had been very difficult for me, and I had a lot of personal issues that were weighing me down and keeping me from being able to transform my business into the business that I knew it could be, that what God wanted it to be. So that's why I came. I'm not sure if you're saying anything else because I keep hearing interference, but hopefully I'll get it right.
That was perfect.
Okay, I heard that perfect part.
Yeah, that was perfect. I don't even know what to say after that. Okay, so I'm just going to go to, let's go to Tish next. Tish, unmute yourself. This is hilarious, by the way. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
So why should they join us next year?
Because you're not crazy. It is so important. I mean, it is life-changing. It is business-changing. It's game-changing. Somebody said, I think, Holly, people's self-esteem was increased, confidence was increased, business acumen was increased. It really is a life-changing event. And like someone else said, I attend lots of events. I even put on events on a much smaller scale right now, but I can honestly say that was definitely one of the best events that I've ever attended. And there's no way I would miss it. There's absolutely no way I would miss it ever again. And if you are serious about your business and you really want to take it not only to the next level, but to the level that you really believe that God has intended for you to serve this world, then you need to make sure that you're there. I mean, it's really a no-brainer if you're serious about business.
Awesome. So unleashnextyear.com, unleashnextyear.com. Yes, Holly has a crown that she's placed on her head. They're doing this stuff just to mess with me because they know I don't understand technology and I don't really know what's going on this Google Hangout. And so they're just messing with me, and I just think it's mean and hurtful. Now I'm joking.
We're having fun.
Y'all have to show me how to do that off.
Leslie, it's Leslie, dude.
I want one. How do I get one?
Click on the side. Leslie put this thing on. You have to use the Google effects. And watch this. Watch. I can put on the Dr. Seuss tattoo now.
Oh, Lord. Leslie, unmute yourself so that you can share with why they need to be there next year. You're muted.
We can't hear you.
You're muted.
How's that? That's why I put on the Google effects for you, because I was like, if you want to be the queen or the king of your business, then you need to come learn from the best.
Awesome.
Because there's lots of love and a very good time.
You're just showing off now, Leslie. You're going to make me, in my spare time, figure out how to use Google Hangout so that the next time I do this, I can do all of that stuff.
I'm just doing it to support you. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It is. But in all seriousness, I agree with Tish. I go to events, I sponsor events, I speak at events, and I've heard a lot of people share content, and I was impressed with the amount and the depth and the tried and true effect of Darnielle's information. So I, by far, now consider her to be one of the most leading experts when it comes to marketing your business in an age that can be digital or non-digital, but is an age of constant change. And so I have yet to see an expert that has displayed the kind of giving and the kind of information and the kind of results. I mean, results count. At the end of the day, results count. So I would say that you just need to put this on your calendar and come. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. She's made it so easy to come, so come.
Thank you, Leslie. Let's talk about those results for a second. How about that? So I pulled all my clients up on the stage on day 2. And let me just say, guys, ladies and gents that are watching, I had no idea what the number was going to be. So just for fun, because I asked them, I said, just shout out a word about what it was like working with me. And somebody said, I made more money. And so I said, just for fun, let's add up the money. $2 million later. Did y'all catch that? In the last year, I have helped my clients make a combined total of $2 million. And that's just the ones that were in the room. Because if you were on my my hangout that I did the last time, you heard from Sarita, who when she hired me, she was making $275 a month, and now she's consistently making $8,000 a month. And then there's many other people that I've worked with in the last year, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So just in the room, I created $2 million. I'm just going to let you sit with that for a second, and you can decide whether or not you should go on over to unleashnextyear.com and get your ticket while the getting is still good. Now, here's the thing. So we're in the afterglow. It just happened last week. Leslie said it. Dominique said it. It is not going to be available at this price point for very long. Once my event management team, Tiffany Chuck Events, has finalized and we have the venue set, it is going up. If you had to put it, let's just play this game real quick. So this is Keena, I'm coming to you. So if you had to put a price tag on what you experience over the 3 days, what would you have paid for that? You got to unmute yourself. You're muted.
Okay, there you glasses go. She has.
I know, they were kind of
So, you know what? I remember one of my first conversations with you, and you asked me that question, but it was relative to my business and clients. And you taught me that there was no amount of money, because I feel like you cannot put an amount on the experience. You really can. And so if they're able to get in now at $297, I mean, that's like for people who understand a penny or see a penny on the ground. That's, to me, that's what it's like, a penny. But it's worth so much more that I can't put an amount on it, because the experience is beyond words. The experience is beyond the amount of money that you can put on it. I mean, I could say $1 million, $1 billion, but even to me, that's not enough, because it was about more than the money. It was about the feeling that we still have today, which does not happen after you leave conferences. I mean, I want to say 3 days after, you're back to doing the same old.
Right.
And to still feel and want to do more a week later, you can't put a price on that. Right. So yeah, jump on it.
So I think it would be safe to say that I put something on you that soap and water can't wash off.
I can say that that's true, because yeah, I can say that that's very true.
Let me ask you all something. How many people got contacts or emails or phone calls just today? Holly, you called me. Raise your hand. And I'm gonna tell you what that is. Because Tanisha said while we were at lunch, she said we're gonna keep each other accountable. And then you set this date for today, and I bet you people did not want to be caught saying, "Did you follow up on that lead? Did you follow up on that lead?" So I noticed that. I mean, people were calling me out the wazoo today.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, we're keeping each other accountable." I like that.
And who got clients? Who's gotten new clients since the last event? Show of hands.
All right now.
Awesome. We're working on it. We're in progress.
All right, Leslie. I know you're gonna get some. And this one right here, she needs to talk to you. How about she missed your breakout session?
Oh my God, I need to see you so much. If there was nobody else besides the lawyer and the accountant I was supposed to see, I needed to see. I got up and I am so sorry I didn't get my hips out of the bed earlier. I had no idea you were in another room. Okay, please call me.
I thought you were gonna have somebody there to talk about time management. I was like, we did, Leslie. She was like, I didn't see nobody named Leslie. On the third morning. She was like, oh, I was still in the bed.
I was disobedient, mismanaging my time. How about that?
If you're on the Facebook group page, I'll reach out to you. There's several people and so I'm kind of arranging something so you can see it. So we'll do that. Also, Darnell, I want to let you know Missy has been trying desperately to be able to get on and share with you. I know she hasn't been able to unmute herself, or she actually can hear you.
Okay.
And I know she's been working desperately to try to get that and get it up.
I sent it to her. I'm going to try to invite her again and see.
And actually try to unmute her. See if you can unmute her, because she can't unmute herself either. I think it's sometimes Google Hangout does this for people. It wouldn't be the first call I've been on where somebody has a little issues doing that. But she is desperately trying. She wanted you to know.
She may really go out and come back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might. Because I can't, it won't even let me unmute her.
Say that to her so she can hear you.
Yeah, Missy, go ahead and go out and come back in, and then Darnell will re-invite you in a minute. But just log off first and hang up, so that might help. But I wanted you to let you know that, because she's
because
really been working hard.
I mean, what happened for her at the event was like
amazing.
It was really
Yeah.
if
Was
that
it
didn't
not?
happen for any other reason, it happened for her.
I mean,
Sorry,
and her
there were
voice.
so many
Did you
miracles
guys
in that
expect
tune.
that?
That
Did you
changed.
expect that voice to come out of that body? Like,
Nope.
I was like, oh my, that's why I had to give her $500. Like, I was just like, I owe you money because that was a straight up performance. I cannot not pay you for that. I just thought, so let me clue those of you who weren't there with us in on what happened. So on day 2, I think it was, it was day 2. Missy Laresh, who works with Combined Insurance, was really struggling because she's got this business, but she's got this gift, and the gift she felt like was like not making room for her. So in one of our mastermind moments with her partner, she expressed this, and her partner really pushed her to get out of her comfort zone and to come to the microphone and share that she really wanted to build a business around her gift of singing. And so someone from the audience said, well, she had decided she was going to charge $500 for this gift. And someone from the audience said, well, will you sing for us? And so then she sang. What was the name of the song she sang?
Oh.
It was a hymn.
Darn. It was, yeah, but a contemporary hymn.
Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. That she went in, y'all.
And took us with it. Took us under.
Yes. I have if you can't see the hairs on my arms, let me try to get real close. Can you see those hairs? They were all standing on end. All of them. Every single one of them was standing on end.
Well, it was a treasure there
and
to
then,
see how many miracles happened.
Oh my goodness. So then she sang, and I wrote her a check for $500, and Kelly wrote her a check for $500, and then Tamara Jones came up and whispered in my ear and said, can we all be a blessing to her? And so I just asked people to trust me and to bring me $5 or whatever they had. And at the end of it, she had another $547. So from stepping into her gift, she immediately made $1,500. That's what happens at Unleash Your Incredible Factor Live. UnleashNextYear.com is where you can go. Now, I'm not saying, don't be trying to be a singer and come to the event so we can make $1,500. Now, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that she got the freedom, and she has auditioned for a part in a musical. She is really doing it up. And she won one of the scholarships to Incredible Factor University, which was just God really just wanted to reward her for pressing and stepping into her gift. It was utterly, utterly amazing.
And can I say that she made this key change? I mean, if you are a singer or are musical in any way, it was so flawless. And to me, that was really kind of an indication of what was happening in her life. She made a key change, and it was a key.
It was amazing.
It was a key.
All the hairs, y'all. You see all them hairs? All of them standing on end. That's what happens.
She said,
hang out at Unleash Incredible Factor Live.
She says the song was With All My Heart by Babby Mason.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Okay, the second song she sang was a hymn.
Yes, okay. That thing was tight. So Missy, go out and come back in so we can see your pretty face and hear you, because it's still showing you, just kind of there. So,
Darnell, can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
I think when you were talking about, how much we think the price of the ticket should actually be, and others aside from was it $297?
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that is very key for me, and I know for a lot of people, is anytime that you can get a one-on-one with the person you're seeking mentorship from or the person you're seeking advice from, it is completely invaluable as opposed to you being far away and I just get general advice and I just take it home and that's it. And when you said beforehand that you prided yourself on coming off the stage and coming down and talking to people and answering their questions, that is exactly what happened. And you can't get that from a webinar. You can't get that from this Google Hangout. I mean, even if you're just experiencing this right now, this is exactly how it was at Unleash Your Incredible Factor Live. It was a lot of love. It was a lot of laughs. Everybody was learning. Everybody was just so cohesive as a unit. And this is exactly what you're catching at the after party. But I think whenever you get that one-on-one and you get the meat, you get the meat to your questions answered, you get exactly what you need in that moment. I think that is when the price of whatever you paid for any conference it automatically becomes invaluable. So any conference where you can actually go and you're not going to get gypped. They're not going to say one thing and then it never happened. It was just to get you there and your butt's in the seat. It's not about that. Like, she really does care about your questions. I mean, even times where we probably ran over is because people had questions and they were burning to ask her, and she took the time to answer them. And I mean, now Darnell is about her business, so after a while we got to move on. But the simple moment when she can take time to answer your questions is invaluable, and you get that one-on-one live.
Yeah, and I think what else is important about that, because nobody else comes down off the stage.
Right.
Everybody else is invincible and you can't touch them. Like, I mean, people said to me so often, I can't believe you out here talking to us. Because you came to spend 3 days with me. Like, why would I invite you here for 3 days and then go up to my suite and not talk to you? Like, that's foolish. That's just foolery. So yeah, I mean, I think the one of the things that really separates me is I'm real. I don't try to act like I'm highfalutin. Now, I mean, I am Getois. Little bouge on my ghetto, right? But at the same time, I'm a people person, and I want to make sure that you're getting what you need. That's my heart, because I think anytime, and I know how people pressed to come and hang out with me. I mean, what I went through the 2 weeks before, can only imagine what y'all went through the 2 weeks before. And so those who still made it, I knew it was a press, because we were getting hit like you wouldn't. I mean, even driving down there, even being driven down there with my team and getting a call that one of the gifts that we had for attendees was on back order when it was supposed to be arriving that day, and we had to stop and divert from the plan to find something else. Like, it was just utterly ridiculous what was attempted to throw at us to keep us off of our game from making sure that we create that amazing experience for you. And the beauty that was the event, that was all largely in part to Tiffany Chalk Events, and just knowing the brand and doing her best to exude the brand in the design, and just laying it all out. I mean, this is not an event where you come to some cold boardroom with ice water on the back table. We really do. We give gifts and we create an amazing experience for our attendees over and above the amazing content that myself and the other speakers share. So,
and I think that's really key too, is because of the fact that you, like, based on the opposition that you had coming up to the event and the opposition that others had pressing to get to the event, just in life, period, anytime you have that much opposition coming against what you're really trying to do for yourself, trying to take yourself to that next level, trying to set yourself on another level higher, I mean, anytime you get that much opposition, that is like, it's like a clue. Like, you need to get there. You have to get there. You have to make it happen and get there. Because anybody who pressed to be in that room got everything they needed and more by the time they left. And they didn't even start coaching with Darnell yet.
Right, absolutely. You are so right about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move into the other content that I promised to share tonight, and then we'll open it back up and we'll take some more remarks and all of that good stuff. But I want to make sure, because this was really powerful for the attendees who were there live, so I wanted to share the 7 systems to 7 figures. Because I knew that if you guys at least knew the systems that you needed to have, it would help you to get yourself ready to join us next year, where you'll come and be positioned to profit, right? So I have, over the past year to 18 months in my business, I've been really focusing on getting to 1 million. And, I've been saying for like 3 years, I'm going to do 1 million, I'm going to do 1 million, I'm going to do 1 million. But then I said, I'm really going to do 1 million. And so in order for me to really do 1 million, I need to have the right systems in place. And so what really started as me just brainstorming of what all of the things I need to have, has really turned into a valuable body of content that now I'm getting booked to speak on these 7 systems, and I'm creating stuff for my clients, and I'm actually even looking at creating some type of a product. So so I wanted to share the 7 systems with you before we come back in, and we're going to hear from Missy, and we'll take some more thoughts and comments. If you have a question, post it in the group Unleash Your Incredible Factor on Facebook, and I will flip through and we'll answer some of your questions as well. Make sure you tag my name in it so that I see it right away. But the 7 systems, so the very first system that you need to have if you desire to have a 7-figure business is you really need to have an operational management system. So you need to be able to lay out in grand detail how you plan to run your business day to day. So the logistics, the key contacts, the passwords, I mean, down to the hours of operation. You need to have everything mapped out. How you do everything you plan to do in your business needs to be clearly documented. If it's not documented, it can't be duplicated. If it's not duplicated, somebody else can't do it, which means you'll continue to be a slave to your business and not a CEO. So an operational management system. The second system that is very important is a legal management system. You do not want to get yourself in a pickle and end up losing your business because you don't have tight contracts and agreements in place, and you haven't had some legal entity look over what you plan and intend to do in your business. So you need a legal management system. Number 3, you need a talent management system. So how are you going to bring people into your business that are going to be expanding and extending your brand and helping you to position your brand to serve more people? So how you hire, how you fire, your work for hire agreements, all of those things go into your talent management system. The 4th is a marketing management system. This is going to include your CRM or your customer relationship management software. But how are you marketing? Your marketing calendar, your marketing plans, your campaign launches, and how you plan to get out there and get found by the clients you want to serve in your business. A marketing management system. Number 5 is a sales management system. How is the money coming into your business? How is your funnel and pipeline set up? How long are people staying in your funnel? At what point in your funnel do you divert them or try to upsell or downsell? What is the process that you utilize consistently to ensure that you get and keep sales in your business? This is your sales management system. The 6th is the financial management system. So who is managing your money? Do you know your overflow and your overhead and expenses? Do you know your profit and loss? Do you get your profit and loss statements by the 10th of the following month? Do you have everything documented in the financial management piece? Are you up to date on your taxes? Are you putting money aside for your taxes? What is your profit margin? Are you bringing in enough profit to grow your business, for your business to be considered profitable? This is your financial management system. And then your 7th and final system is your client management system. How are you bringing in clients? What's the procedure that you follow? Do you have all of your agreements in place? Do you have your boundary documents? Do you have all your policies and procedures? How are you making sure that they're served? Do you have a client relationship manager? Or do you have a director of client programs? Do you have people who are ensuring that the people who have said that they want to be your client are being served? And in being served by you, they are writing you amazing testimonials. So those are the 7 systems, high level. Operational management, legal management, talent management, marketing management, sales management, financial management, and client management. If you desire to have a 7-figure, or even if you just desire to really have what you call truly be a business, you need to have these 7 systems in place. Systems make success predictable. I'm going to repeat that. Systems make success predictable. If you have a way that you do things every single time, you can predict success. You can ensure that every time you do it, people get the result that you are wanting them to experience in their businesses. So again, operational, legal, talent, marketing, sales, financial, and client management systems. So now we have Missy with us. So Missy, I want to give you an opportunity to just share about the experience that you had last week at the event. So tell everybody who you are in your own words, and then share your 2 cents.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, my gracious. Again, my name is Missy Lurs. Hi, Tish. We're sitting together here like we were at the event. Where do I begin? Friday. I just want to start with Friday. Friday was a complete experience. I mean, it has been an unveiling for me, and it has been nonstop. The things that have happened. I just today, just to do a quick speed up, I actually did my first vocal strengthening consultation with a potentially new client. So what I mean by that, instead of saying vocal training or saying I've always done vocal strengthening when I've worked with directing ensembles and things like that. So I've always knew how to take people from where they were to where I knew they could go vocally. So now I'm Danielle, I'm going to be needing your help, but I'm wanting to build that as part of my positioning in this realm of being a vocalist and doing it professionally. And but I'm still in awe of what happened. I mean, it's had a rippling effect even in my home. I shared with my children what happened. It is just my mother, and it's been a joyous time. It's been wonderful. I feel like I should say more, but I'm truly am in awe. I'm all about everything. How God appeared to me as saying, truthfully, for what happened financially, it said to me, Missy, I am your Jehovah Jireh. Period. I am, and I'm claiming that. You all have paved the road for me, and I'm running. I'm running, guys. I'm going to do whatever God has for me to do.
Wow. So Missy, why should they come and hang out with us next year?
Oh, if for nothing else, you come with an expectation of receiving. Don't come with an expectation of saying, well, it's going to happen the way it happened for Missy, or it happened. You come just willing to be. What happened? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. Keep talking.
Oh, something happened on my screen.
You know what?
And just be open to what God's going to do. But it's gonna stretch you.
Yeah. Yeah, next year the theme is position to profit. So we're gonna do talking more about posture changes. We're gonna deepen that, but we're also gonna really get into the numbers and what it's gonna take in order to make the business happen the way that you want, and to be able to see the growth, and at what point you become profitable. We're gonna have that conversation. And so it's it's you got to stop playing, right? I just heard Cheryl Wood, who has this hashtag playtime is over. You gotta stop playing, because it is. Keena, didn't you say that to me today or yesterday? It's over. Like it's just really time to step in. No more leaning in. No more getting close to it. We're going to fully immerse ourselves in the business that we were brought here to do. What it is that God created us for. And and if you want a piece of that, if you have been trying it on your own And now you want to figure out how to do it the right way, the way that it's going to yield the results that you've been craving, because you've been going to this and investing in that, but nobody is really teaching you what you need to know about business. Then I invite you to come and hang out. You know, yeah, we'll do another after party after the event next year, but you know, you could have been in a different place if you had made the decision and stepped in. So that is really, really powerful that you said. Let me go and see if anybody has posted any questions that they want me to answer. If you have any questions, you want to post them in the group so that I can see. I want to support this system. Oh, she's talking about. Oh, so Missy, you need to get a YouTube channel because Reese Joy Smiley wants to support you. So she wants to hear you singing on SoundCloud. Now I don't know what SoundCloud is.
Sing, thank you.
But apparently you need to get that.
Working on that.
So yeah, so she's definitely working on that. I promised that I would only keep you guys for 2 hours. So I don't see any questions in here. You know, like I said, the main things that I really wanted to teach you about how do you make the shift in the 5 C's. And then I wanted to really share with you those 7 systems so that you would have them. And we talked about the posture change that is really necessary for you to see yourself different and immerse yourself in a business that would be successful for you. If there aren't any questions, I'm going to turn it over to each of my guests for final remarks. And then we're gonna go home. Well, I'm already home. And y'all probably already home too, actually, since we're on Google Hangout. Then we're going to just do whatever else we do on Thursday nights. So let's start with Tish. So unmute yourself, Tish.
Okay. Takeaway.
Okay, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Was, you know, what I left with, and you know, I had so many things swimming in my head after I left, and there are some things that I really felt strongly about getting clear on, and I talked to you a little bit about it earlier, and I am so clear. And my thing today is, you know what, clarity is sexy, and I feel like hearing all of the things that I heard and being able to put some things together in my head for my business has been the most life-changing thing. I am so excited. I am pumped up. I can't wait for next year, but in the interim, I'm going to rock my business. So I am so glad that I came, and I encourage those of you all that are considering coming, come.
And Tish was a speaker, so she spoke on profitable networking. She's already said she wants to be a speaker again next year. So I don't know what you're going to speak about next year, but yeah, and she rocked it. Like it was amazing. Just to be able to say, oh my gosh, I know her. She's my client. That was really, really, really powerful. So awesome.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Tamara, what about you? Closing comments, thoughts? Why should they come next year? Whatever you want to leave them with.
I'm on now already.
Yep.
Okay. If they don't come next year, I just want them to know that they're leaving, as you said, they're leaving money on the table. They're leaving opportunity knocking at the door. They're leaving the possibility that they're going to grow, shift, and change, just leaving it in the past. And that's not something that if you are a service woman of God, that you really want to stand forth and step into, like you said, step into your purpose, then they need to be there. And it's just, as you were saying, a non-negotiable fact. I'm telling people all over, you need to be here, you need to be here. Telling my male cousins, you need to be here. This is seriously, if God is in your business, then you need to be in this business to make him, to serve him purposely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's powerful, and I would agree. You know, if God is in your life, he needs to be in your business. And
definitely.
You know, we would love to have more men. I mean, we were doing something, y'all. We had like 10 men this year. Go ahead with our bad selves. But we would love to have more. You know, we had Antonina, who was a speaker. She spoke on 2 panels. brought her husband for the first time, and you know that was just huge, even for them and their relationship. So you know, women, if you got a boo, listen. If I had a boo, my boo would be there. But y'all know I ain't got no boo. But don't let me get one, because if I get a boo between now and next year, he gonna be at the event, because he gonna be learning how to position himself to profit too. But anyway, that's a whole nother sidebar and another Google Hangout. But yeah, I mean, we would love to have some more men come and join us next year. What we do is just not reserved for the ladies. It's about business, and I think you know, it's a great place to come. Like I still cannot believe that I did that. Like that I pulled that off. Like that's what I've been saying to God. I'm like, God, can you believe I pulled that off? I mean, yeah, but you were there, so I guess you get it. But it was amazing. It was such a
really was.
Such a shift. Missy, final comments, thoughts? They want you to sing a little something. That's up to you if you want to or not.
I'll sing. You may have a recommendation?
No, we don't have a recommendation. Sing that song you sang the other night. Babsy, what her name is. Her. That was good.
The Babby Mason one?
Yeah.
And this. Oh my word, that's my kids. That's not a usual. Oh no.
Somebody's.
Okay, I'm having.
We can come back to you. Go check on.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do a mom thing. Hold on.
We'll come back to you. Okay. Leslie, anything can happen on the Google Hangout.
I know that's right.
Hey, Miss Chandra.
Hey, baby.
And it does. You know, I was in the elevator during one of the breaks, and there's a gentleman that said, he was like, what's going on over there? And we're like, well, it's a business conference, and there, you know, lots of women over there. And he goes, so you mean every single one of those women have their own business? And I was like, yes. You know, there's a lot more women business owners out there than you may realize. And I thought that he just sat there and he was like, huh. You know, he was amazed by it. And I loved your comment when you were talking about bringing your boo. It is true. If you've got a husband that wonders what the heck you're doing and how you came home so high, you need to bring him. Mm-hmm. Because there's nothing better that would really get you two in alignment. And I'll be honest, when I see businesses that struggle, a lot of times it's because the husband and wife aren't on the same page. Mm-hmm. And the, you know, $297 to get alignment on that could be worth, you know, more than just a monetary standpoint. So right. It's a really good point to do it. You know, they don't have to come and be, you know, taking deep notes and everything. They just need to come experience. And I've seen it time and time again where husbands have come and they're like, I'm going to sit by the pool, I'm going to go play golf, and they wind up in the room and they're amazed with what they learn. So that was a great share, Darnielle, and I just wanted to support that. So, you know what, there are miracles that happened in that room, and I was amazed. There were miracles on every day. Mm-hmm. I mean, and there were people. Yeah, we all make our excuses, but there are people that didn't have plans, couldn't do it, was on again, off again, on again. And those people that really pushed, like you were saying, God rewards the push, they had miracles. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing to watch and really sharing their joy of receiving those miracles. So it's a special place. You learn, you make great connections. So I would say don't hesitate, just come.
Awesome. Very good. Kina?
So, next year I'm bringing my boo. I don't call him boo because he doesn't like that, but whatever. Because he knows what I do and supports me, but I definitely think he needs to be there. The second thing I'm going to put out there is that I'm going to speak. Your first system, operational management. You know, I shared with you yesterday that my title, operation management mentor. And when you said that, I mean, I don't know if you see me, I was like, oh my God. So
all right, you weren't there on Friday, so you missed yes. The revival service, the shouting,
how we got
and
there.
the 7 systems. That was Tiffany
yes.
that created that whole mess. She's watching, sending me text messages.
But what people need to come, because I wouldn't want them to be in the same place that they are in today.
Mm-hmm.
And to also get rid of the pookie. Like,
Right.
you know, you like for real, you have to get rid of them. And if you don't, you'll be in the same place and possibly still carrying pookies around with you. So that's why they need to come.
Awesome. Holly? You got to unmute. There you
Am
go.
I unmuted? Well, I think we need a dance. Where's our little dance going on? I think I just want everyone to know, I think most women love to dance. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I did not expect that at this event. And, you know, it's a great energy release. It makes you feel good, gets your endorphins going. And we did a lot of really fun dancing at the event. But, and also, what?
It's called Shake Your Booty Breaks.
Shake your booty breaks. I think in all seriousness, and I did say this at the event, for those of you who are online and you've been to events and you're questioning, you know, is this like all the other events or most of them that are out there that are a lot of smoke and mirrors? This is anything but that. And I think you can get a feel for just the way we're all talking and the way Darnielle presents herself. She is the real deal. You know, she's not like, yeah, girl. She's not like, oh, I'm on stage, don't touch me. I mean, I've been at an event where I walked up to give the speaker a high five, and they were like, oh, no, you're not allowed to come up here. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realize you were like, oh, holier than thou. But Darnielle, what you see is what you get. She's extremely bright, she's generous, she's giving, and she wants all of us to be the best that we can possibly be. So, yes, you really should try and push. I know I had like tons of anxiety coming into the week of the event, and now I understand because it was pushing me into an extremely uncomfortable space.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people need to do that. You just push and you push. And, you know, since I've been home, it's different. I do, you know, besides coaching and mentoring, I do a lot of product marketing, and I have found things that are just like blowing my mind that weren't there before.
Mm-hmm.
It just all of a sudden they're being placed in my path. So when you open yourself and you do push and you do go and you put yourself in this place, you experience like so many things that you don't expect that are going to happen to you. And really just remember that this is different. This is not, Darnielle is not a snake oil salesman. She's not up there, you know, trying to just sell you things so she can make money. And she's not bragging about, you know, her making the money. She's using herself as an example, but to help us and show us what is possible. So I just encourage everybody, you know, hop on board now while the price is so low and really just push to get there. I don't have a bow either, Darnielle. Maybe next year we'll both have one to bring.
Me too.
We're gonna get it. Look, Chandra getting one too.
Me too.
We're gonna have
All
another
right.
after party so we can all get some booze. That's gonna be
Okay.
a whole nother one. So I did get a question from Juliet, and I'll answer that in a moment. But Dominique, go ahead.
Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So, yeah, so my main thing that I really just want to share with everyone is about what I said earlier about when it came to oppositions. I know some people, they will literally, and I've seen this so many times, and it breaks my heart every time I see it, people will literally pass up opportunities because of their fears, and brush it to the side, create excuses, and it's just like, oh my goodness, had you been there, you never know what kind of gold could have been sitting next to you. You know, your next premier client could have been sitting next to you. I mean, what would have happened if Missy wasn't sitting next to her partner that day?
Mm-hmm.
Would that have really happened? You know what I mean? I mean, when God is sending you in a direction, just trust it. Just follow it. You never know, right? So, like I said, for anyone thinking about it and they're kind of, I don't know, it's just going to be another conference. Oh, they're just raving for nothing. You never know what happens when you're in the room. I know I came into some contact with some powerful people who were there and people who were actually looking for me. They're like, where have you been? Oh my goodness, I so need this. Or even people who didn't even know they needed the service, but now they know that they do. That same thing can happen to anybody in the room, and it did happen to everybody in that room. So don't pass up opportunities when they're right there, because you never know what's going to happen if you just go. And my thing is, at least if you go and experience it for yourself, then make the decision to say, I'm not going back again. Then make the decision to say, you know what, I loved it, but it wasn't for me. At least you took the step and you stepped in to have that experience for yourself and make that decision for yourself so that you know how to position yourself in your next step, right? So that's just really what it is for me. And that's the thing that I want to leave everybody with is, don't pass up on opportunities. See it for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. Missy, are you ready now? Can we come back to you?
I'm here.
Okay.
All right, I'll sing. Lord, in this quiet place with you, I bow before your throne. I bear the deepest part of me to you and you alone. I keep no secrets, for there is no thought you have not known. I bring my best and all the rest to you and lay them down. With all my heart, I want to love you, Lord, and live my life each day to know you more. All that is in me, it's yours completely. I'll serve you only with all my heart. You faithfully supply my needs according to your plan. So help me, Lord, to seek your face before I seek my plan, and trust you know what's best for me when I don't understand, and follow in obedience in every circumstance. With all my heart, I want to love you, Lord, and live my life each day to know you more. All that is in me, it's yours completely. I'll serve you only with all my heart.
We need some purple hand claps.
No, that's right.
That was hot.
Oh,
Awesome.
thank you.
All right, so Juliet, let me answer. Juliet's question was, she wanted me to talk a little bit more about the posture change. It's hard to demonstrate the posture change when we're sitting down in the living room and everything for the camera, but I want you to imagine that you are in a conversation with someone, and the person you're in a conversation with is not fully understanding what it is that you're bringing to the table and what it is that you're suggesting to them. And perhaps they're even being a little bit belligerent and asking of you and requiring of you things that make you feel a little uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable in the sense that you fear for who you are in that moment, but uncomfortable in the sense that they're not understanding what you bring to the table. They're not understanding your power. Now, you could, in that situation, Juliet, you could lean in and make your point this way, right? Or you could stand, and in standing, you can reposition yourself to usurp your authority and help them to see the power that you possess. So the whole premise, as I read Sheryl Sandberg's book, is women need to assimilate. They need to lean in. They need to lean their feminine energy in and become more compromised, or they need to compromise more in order to get a seat at the table. right? I don't fully subscribe to that. And this is just my interpretation of her book. And I did read the book, so I'm not just speaking on the title alone. My perspective is, and when I think about my own corporate career, I went from customer service representative to vice president in 3 years. And I truly believe that the reason why I made that leap in such a short period of time is because I always stood in my power. I always stood in. I never assimilated. I never tried to become someone that I wasn't at any point in time. Instead, I required the people who worked with me to understand the value that I brought to the table. So what I'm suggesting in your business is that you don't lean in to help somebody to understand who you are. You step in so that they can see visually who it is that you are and what it is that you're bringing to the table. So that's the first posture change. The second posture change is what tends to happen, especially amongst women in business, is because we really struggle with this whole value thing and how do we charge for our gifts. So what tends to happen is we will bend over. We'll know that, let's say we've ran our numbers and we know it costs $1,000 in order to perform the job in excellence and to make what we need to pay whomever else we might need to bring in to participate in the project with us. We know it costs $1,000, but we struggle saying $1,000. So we bend over and we say $497 because that's what everybody in the internet marketing space charges for their programs. It's $497. And so we bend over to get the client instead of standing or sitting in our power and making the client pay the $1,000, because when they pay the $1,000, not only are they making a better investment in themselves through you and what you bring to the table, but you're illustrating that what you do and what you bring to the table is in fact valuable, and you deserve to be paid that. So instead of bending over just so that you can say you have a client, stand in your power and not work with, we call anyone who is a undesirable client Pookie. So instead of working with Pookie, it's the brown girl in me, just go with it. That's all I can tell you. But we had, everybody was talking about Pookie. But anyway, instead of working with Pookie to say you have a client, require more. And make, someone else show up to be hired. I think I have the audacity to ask people why I should let them hire me. Because I know what I'm capable of and I know what I do to businesses, and I don't have time to work with people who aren't willing to do the work and get the results, because I don't have time to play. So I require more of my clients, not in just the actions that they take, but even in the investment that they make. Because, for me to tell you, you need to have a six-figure or whatever business, but for me to not be charging at a rate that shows that I'm steps ahead of you would be incongruent. And now I'm inauthentic and I'm a liar and I'm expecting you to follow me, but you can't follow a leader who's going nowhere. Right? So we've got to make the posture change and demand more from those that we interact with in our lives, in our businesses, whether it's stepping in versus leaning in, or standing tall versus bending over. So those are just two of the very significant changes that we need to make in our posture in order to do business at a level that is worthy of who we are and the gifts that we bring to the table. So if that didn't help you and give you a little bit more clarity, post again so that I can respond if you feel like you need me to say more about that. I'm typing you a message right now. So I just want to give a shout out to these amazing women who joined me tonight, just to share their 2 cents about the experience. I mean, I could have sat here for 2 hours and talked about how great I am and how great it was, but I thought it would be much more valuable to have women from different walks of life, different ages, really represent for you their experience and what the event did for them. And I'm truly grateful to each and every one of them, for making the press, for sharing with me, for being an active participant in the event, for showing up so that they can go up and really just blessing my vision and blessing, the goal that I had set for this year's event and being a part of it. So I'm so honored, grateful, and I bow down to you, and I'm looking forward to next year. I can't wait for Position to Profit, and I haven't yet researched what the number 15 means, but I will definitely do that. But it is going to be powerful because I know that this is really just the beginning, and we can't, we keep moving forward. We keep stepping in. And when we keep stepping in, we allow ourselves to keep getting what it is that we need in the scenario. So if there is nothing else that anybody else would like to say, oh, she posted again. Hold on, let me make sure she got what she needed. Where is it? She said thank you, so I guess that means she got what she needed. Awesome. So if there's nothing else, then I am going to return you to your regularly scheduled Thursday night activities. UnleashNextYear.com is the website where you can go and get the $297 or the 4 payments of $77. We would love to have you in the room. I'm gonna prepare for rain. I'll tell the story in closing. This came from the movie Facing the Giants. There were 2 farmers, and both of them were asking for rain, but only one went out and prepared for the rain. So which one are you? Are you going to prepare for the rain, for the harvest in your business? Are you going to just ask for it and not duly do what you need to do? I fully believe and maintain that we need to give God something to bless. And I promise you that if you make the decision, if you decide, and you meet us there next year, you will be positioned because God loves to bless those who press. So again, I'm going to close with Kimberly Broomer's quote. And this is the last time I'm giving her credit for this because I've already exceeded my budget. I always say one time you get credit and then I just claim it. So, but genocide is the systematic destruction of a race, species, or community. Homicide is when you kill a person. Suicide is when you kill yourself. But when you decide, you kill all opposition to your dreams. Don't be wishy-washy. Decide. It's either for you or it's not. And guess what? We're going to be there having a good time whether you come and join us or not. We just want to invite you to the party in case you want to experience what it means to be positioned to profit and really grow a profitable enterprise and business. So this has been Darnell A. Jervey from Incredible Factor. Or no, that's not the name of my company. Incredible One Enterprises. Yeah, Keena's got her Incredible Factor on. I got my Incredible Factor on. This has been Darnell A. Jervey from Incredible One Enterprises. And I will help you unleash your incredible factor if you let me. So thank you guys so much for your time and for your attention. I love you to pieces. I wish the absolute best for you. And if there's something we can do along the journey to aid you, holla. Let us know how we can help you do what you do. IncredibleOneEnterprises.com, UnleashNextYear.com. Have an absolutely incredible evening. Ladies and everybody who's watching and who has been watching, I appreciate your time and your attention. And next time, I promise you, I'll be a little bit better at the Google Hangout. Because I'm going to practice so I can do all those little things that Leslie did. So thank you guys so much. I love you.
Bye,
be blessed.
everybody.
Be stronger, and more than anything, be incredible. And I'll see you next time. Take care.
That was awesome.